Hello and welcome back. This is Milestone 3. Here, let me quickly get rid of some items. And then I will start the gameplay. I believe I have everything I need, right? I'm currently in survival mode. I will give a walkthrough of my level after I'm done completing it. I feel as if I need to quickly hurry up with this. It's worrying. Alright. Do not enter. Dangerous. Bypass that caution tape. Just what could be so dangerous in here? I've never defeated this guy. Yikes. You don't actually have to fight him. You don't actually have to fight him. You don't actually have to fight him. Ooh. Ah! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keep inventories on. Wait. Where is it? 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 Come on, come on. Yikes. What's going on? I'll take that. Take that. That's what I needed. That was spooky. Oh, there's lore and everything, though. Here, I'll read it all. I'll make everything peaceful after this. Okay. So realistically, you spawn over here. And the first thing you do is you read this. My ship, the TARDIS, is broken down in this specific star system. I can't seem to travel much further outside of it in terms of distance, and I can't travel at all in terms of time. I'll need to travel to the planets within this galaxy in search of tools to repair it. Normally, it heals on its own. Something is preventing it from doing so, though. Because of this, I don't have the proper tools. I'll need one tool to get rid of the fire. I'll need another to scrape off oxidization. A bulb also seems to have died in the center console and will need replacing. Once everything is done, I can feed it to the repairer and click the button. So I've got the bulb. That was probably going to be the hardest. You realistically could have fought them. Bulb's fixed, right? Close that off. See what else is here. I'll just quickly show everything. A little viewing area. Nice. Where you're watching the stars as you travel. Then a book here. Hint. Keep an eye out for bookcases that look strange. That's mainly just for lore reasons. Some lore is revealed. I'll go over my design choices again after the level. Little book area. 2 seats for the companion. I really like this room. The treasure room. So we have a mimic here from Earth, the year 1321 BC, mimicked the TARDIS. I have a Cyclops, planet Ithacar, 4019 AD. Egg of a Bandril, Earth, 1985. The Bandril is a reptilian species in Doctor Who. A Cryon finger, Telos, 400 AD. So, a Cryon is like a crystalline person from the planet Telos. Dalek ship core, Nateon, 1963. That's the year the Dalek was created, and then the person who created it, but the name's spelled a bit different. Cyberman head, Mondas, 1966. That's the episode airing date and the planet. And Rose of Hutan, 10,426 AD. This is another one by me. So that's by me, that's by me. These are kind of all inspired by actual things. Telos was actually invaded by the Cybermen as well. So we can go now to another place. Oh, my bad. Alright, we fixed the bulb. Did I view every area? I did. The bedroom, viewing deck, library. Alright. So that was the bad place. This place should be better. Leventria. The Maze Island. Like the Maze Planet. Here, let me go ahead and put this in here. I didn't get a weapon back there. Ooh, that's alright. I'll bypass the monsters. Quickly show off everything. I'm in love with this mist effect that I did. Some books. I had to place each of these books in here. But, go down here. Bunch of rocks on the ground. Oop, a book. Out of the bookshelf. One of those weird books. The only person that will solve this labyrinth is the hero of the future. The person who will earn the favor of the goddess of knowledge. The person who will bring peace to our people. Very interesting. Continue down. And right here, this is where the monsters start. Unless they despawned. That could have been an issue. I did name them though. So realistically, they shouldn't have. There's no reason they should have. Except I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. They did. 10,000 years ago, we discovered this planet. A celestial made up entirely of mazes, and its walls were filled with vast amounts of knowledge. We thank the goddess of knowledge for this gift, and to show that we are worthy, we shall attempt to solve the entire world's worth of labyrinths. I think they despawned because I went to the nether for that wither. So realistically, you're supposed to go here first, but there's nothing I can do to sort of prevent the player from going to the wither first. Really, if we were to do it in a normal level, these monsters wouldn't have despawned. Cool little copper statue here. Probably a depiction of the warrior that they've been talking about. I did add some slimes here. They did despawn because I went to a different realm though. But they were supposed to here to spice things up because it is a labyrinth, so it's a lot of walking. So there would be like instances where you had to fight or like dodge them in between the lore and stuff. I mean, it's not as long as I'm saying. It's a bit of walking, but now you're here. You're in the center of the labyrinth. And the reveal of the warrior. This big statue of a TARDIS that I've made. Like some stone benches here. Oh. Something that can remove oxidization. Wait, how do I... Yeah, let me remove that. Look at that. And a book. The Lord of Time, known as the Doctor. He is our hero and our only hope. May he arrive when we need it, as history has seen him do countless times before. Bit of a typo there, my bad. But has seen him done? No. These walls are a bit barren, there's nothing here, but it's incredibly short. You just get here to this. Oh, I almost messed up that first jump. And then you're right behind that statue from before. And you can backtrack. If you dodged the monsters previously, they could still be here. So you'd have to sort of dodge them again. But again, the monsters despawned because I went to the previous realm. Which is an issue only because it's Minecraft. If we're made in a proper launcher, like I would want, if I knew how to program, then it wouldn't have been as much of an issue. Just walking back now. Enter the TARDIS. And then, I don't believe I did the lever one yet. Oh, wait. Let me use my tool here. Bam. Lever. This one definitely looks the most alien, I'd say. Other than the nether, of course. But pink skies, blue ground, black grass. These buildings have been burnt down, it looks like. Oh. This town's history is long, but no matter how you tell it, it will always start with why we're here. Our special shovels can be used to mine any ore and enchant it as it does, among other things. We've gained our wealth through our smithing of these incredibly special tools. Incredible. Little bonfire in the middle of the village. We're about to find out why. Just have to get over here to this chest. Ow. Bandits came knocking today. Apparently they had their eyes on this land for some time. They said if we can't pay up by next week, we'd suffer for it. I don't know who these fools think we are, but there isn't any way they'll make us give up any of what we worked so hard to find. And clearly, since they denied that, the bandits destroyed everything. But here's the mines, and a shovel next to what looks like a campfire that's been put out. So we'll go to this TARDIS here. Right here. And we will put out the fire. Now everything is complete. So we go down to right here. The repairer. Only click the button when you have everything repaired. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here. Click the button. It just says you win in the chat right there. Alright. / game mode. Spectator. So I'm going to quickly show off everything. So obviously you start off in the TARDIS, and I wanted to make my own iteration, and I chose white and red just because that's sort of my like online characters like theme. In here I do really like this is another one of those fog effects where you put some air in between, but I added some some end rods there to mimic stars. Over here, the bookshelf, obviously 2 chairs because of the companions. I think this particular doctor that I'm like making here is really big into reading and friends, right? I mean, he's just enjoying like the simple parts of life here, surrounded by books. And then over here, very companion oriented, bunk bed for the beds, just a little bit of a chest there, like a dresser. And over here, the museum, collecting souvenirs from all over the place. If I can fly now. They fly now. They fly now. Just gonna go to Levinthria. So I explained all of the lore when reading it, but it's a bit confusing when I'm flying through it. Yeah, there were supposed to be enemies. Unfortunately, there's no fix for that unless I want to like put everything back, completely like reprime the level, which I don't feel as if it's necessary. But I made everything copper, all the statues and stuff, because that means like time has passed. There's this mist here, sort of makes it like more like mythical seeming. Bunch of like stone on the ground, stone everywhere. It's very ancient. And you go through here, and again the statue of the TARDIS even has the light on top. Even that's green. And then I wanted to make this a bit shorter. Just because they've already gone through the labyrinth, you know? But I did add a bit of a different challenge here with the parkour. And again, that fog thing, this time orange, I do really like it. I think all the lore here is pretty good. It explains, like, where you are, why the Doctor in particular is important. I think it's cool, like, uncovering all of the mystery. And again, there were supposed to be mobs, slimes in particular, to spice up this journey that you go through. Like, there'd be a bit of walking in lore, and then there'd be some fighting, just to, like, work out the pacing. But those despawned. This is sort of a dead guy here, to make the player understand it's dangerous. That was also where the shield was, if you remember. Then we go to this pink island here. One second, quite a flight. Again, I wanted to make this seem a bit more alien. So there's a bit of nature, but the nature's all like blue ground, black grass, the pink atmosphere. I think it's really cool. It kind of feels like something out of like Dr. Seuss, if that makes any sense. I mean, the fire's blue. With the story of just a simple like mining town with the shovels. It's called Spadefall. It's even named after the mining. But then some bandits came from some other area, and they burnt everything to the ground when they didn't get what they want. And then you sort of enter on this ghost town, and one of the very first things you see is the mine. It's even framed a bit by the rubble. I placed a lot of the items right next to like the blocks that they worked against. Like the shovel was right here against that. Like if the player were to find the campfire beforehand, they now know that you use the shovel with the campfire. And I did the same thing with those lamps back in Levinthria. It was right next to a deoxidized lamp, like just a regular copper like lamp. And it made the player think that they could use the axe to sort of remove the oxidization for that. And then I added caution tape, and it obviously looks as if it's dangerous. I explained that these blocks are very particular. They're like this because they don't explode. Same is true for the ones in there. It's very important that they wouldn't explode because of the fact that you're fighting the Wither, you know? And then if you just go through here, I don't know if I can, no I can't, / game mode, creative. So I'm just gonna sort of show off. I thought red and gold seemed very royal-like. He removed the banner that was there. Oh wait, actually, there wasn't a banner. He removed the throne. But the 3 skulls here, and these are the banners. So they're shaped like the wither. The 3 soul sand that it takes, and then the skulls also kind of looks like paws, which I kind of like. And then yeah, the 3 skulls right there. The throne, I don't know if you noticed, but it was red and gold. It's kind of been destroyed, which I don't really mind. But there were items all over the place. I had a pair of gold boots here because there were piglins and they would attack if you weren't wearing gold. There was other weaponry, some swords, helmet right there. Oh, here's the gold boots. I believe there's some normal boots over here. How did that happen? That's not meant to happen. What block could it have been? I don't think any of them. It's supposed to be bomb-proof. More gold boots over here. I don't get what he's doing. But, oh, is it crying obsidian? It might be. But, netherite shoes here. There's some lore right over here as well. How do I do this without breaking the book? Yikes. Basically it just says that the queen is transforming and becoming aggressive, and that a lot of the men have fallen. Like, they didn't really know what to do. Actually, I think that's word for word, except, like, obviously with, like, I, like, the queen, like, pronouns. But yeah, that's basically everything I've done. It's taken me quite a long time. I do really like it. This is the control panel. Obviously, these 3 buttons do stuff. This is sort of just something. Something redstone to make it stand out. The red beam. Here, let me sort of compare. Here, TARDIS interior. Let me just show off what I've done. But, I've kind of modeled the center after this. With the beacon, I do like the light coming through, but they kind of have that with every single TARDIS. As you can see here, even with what the 11th Doctor had here, this really cool orange one, it still kind of had that. I originally was envisioning something like this. I still kind of mimicked the shape with the stairs and stuff. Just branching out like that. I got the railing idea from here. Just added some railing. It's all very cool. I noticed a lot of the Doctors have white or like blue of some sort. I went with red, which is a bit unusual. I don't think that's not a real one. But it is pretty cool looking. Wait, is it? No, this looks drawn. It's probably just some fan concept. But since the 11th Doctor has some orange, I figured red would be fine. I think it looks really cool with the ceiling and everything. A lot of them, I mentioned it previously, but they all have circles. Just circles, 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 like everywhere. So I kind of lit the place up with circles with these glowing item frames and the glowstone with the mangrove, since the center is kind of circular there. I picked a bunch of unique items there, put some in invisible item frames. Again, very sociable, very close with their companion, whoever that might be. I think I've basically shown off everything. I'm very proud of what I've created. It took forever. This is by far the biggest level I've done, with 4 separate maps, basically, if you include the TARDIS itself. It goes from the TARDIS to Spadefall to Leventhria to Faeth. Faeth is what I named the kingdom, and I sort of said the Portal of Faeth is on it as well. Everything's named in-game. Everything has a purpose. I've talked about all of the design purposes. I think that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you for watching.